What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Such a Wire, a.k.a. Coach Bird. I am the host of the BYRDCAGE Show. Cousin Tracey.
Hey, how are you doing today?
We are in the building, episode 18, a.k.a. the birthday edition. You know what I'm saying? Again, another shout out to Cousin Nay. His birthday was the 23rd, last Monday. Your boy truly here, 26, turned chapter 51, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta say this, I just wanna thank everybody for all the text messages, the phone calls, the FB shout outs, IG, Twitter, everybody that shouted me out, gave me a birthday wish. I wanna say thank you. I tried to respond to everybody individually. If I didn't get to you individually, don't blame it on the heart. Blame it on the age. You know what I'm saying? You're 51, so blame it on that. But it's truly appreciated. It did not go unnoticed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that kind of leads us into what we're going to talk about for a little bit today with the folk. We're going to talk about, because birthdays are fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you know, from when we was little kids having birthday parties to being grown folk and still having birthday parties because you got one coming up. You know what I'm saying?
So I've been told.
Yes, indeed. So we want to just talk a little bit about making sure our student athletes, our young folk, are still having fun with whatever sport that they're playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Girls, guys, whatever it might be, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, volleyball, whatever it might be. We cannot, or we should not, get away from the fun aspect of it, because it's not, even though it's becoming more business-like at a younger age,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, it's becoming more business-like, it's not really a business until you get to the professional level where you're getting paid. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
now the college level, actually.
well, now the college
because
level, you're right.
college
I forgot,
is
you're
where the
right about
business
that.
aspect of it starts, because they're giving you money for your education.
Right,
so
true,
you're
true,
there,
that's true.
you know, you're working.
That's true. You're working.
You working,
Yeah,
working.
true. That's a good point. That's definitely a good
You
point.
working.
That's definitely a good point. But, you know, for our Pop Warner,
Our youth
Little
organizations,
League,
yeah, I
things
do,
of that
yeah.
nature, you know what I'm saying? We need to make sure as coaches, as parents, and I know we can get caught up, because who doesn't want to win? You know what I'm saying? Who is not trying to get these kids to the next level? You know what I mean? College and all
Or
that type.
get
But-
them to get that feel of a champion, right?
Right.
A lot of people, that's what the goal is. They want that feeling of the win.
Right.
The euphoria of I'm the champion. We are the champion. You know, that type of thing, right?
True.
But you know, in the whole aspect of it, because I know I'm a yeller, and I know I get caught up, and it don't even be my kid. If you very well, my apologies for my voice. Yesterday, I went down to Ocean City High School,
Camden High, Selma.
Camden High and Selma, played football. I went to a couple practices this summer, and I've always had a communication with the coaching staff, but I don't individually know all those kids. Like, I know their parents,
Right.
but I don't individually know all those kids, right? Because all of them are growing, they look different now than what they did when they 5, 6 years old. So I don't have any kids on the field, and I don't have any kids right now that I'm mentoring on Camden High's football team. But just to encourage them kids, I learned everybody's name yesterday and their number. Manny, that's number 1. That's how means something. Nasir Dell with the Coopers Point, he's number 6.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Kayan Davis, he's like, so out there, I know the kid's name, so I'm putting it to the numbers. But baby, when I tell you I was screaming to the top of my lungs. So I know I'm a screamer, I'm a yeller, I try to encourage. I get caught up in the win sometime, and I get caught up in the fundamentals, just trying to get them to hear me tell them what positions to be in, and watch the ball, and watch the back, and you know, keep your head up, and all of that. So I get caught up. So I know parents can get caught up, and we forget that these kids still gotta have fun, like, you know, while learning. These youth sports, including the high school, because we forget about that too, because so many parents want their kids to come into high school fully developed.
Right, true.
It's still developmental. You still got to develop some things to put yourself in a better skill set when you go to college.
True.
It's still developmental in high school.
Very true.
The kids are not coming in at 14, 15 years old, can compete with a 22, 23-year-old kid. And if you think your child can, God bless you.
Exactly. And I think that's sometimes one of the things that coaches fail to realize, even if you get a special talent, they still need that development.
Right.
Like you don't have many Wani Wags of the world. You don't have many, you know what I'm saying, LeBron James of the world. They come into high school and they next level already. Right. That's
it's still
that percentage of that is small.
But with some sports, basketball, you know, is one of those rare sports where guys can come in 16, 17 and play with grown men. But like we're talking like a football. Football, that's why you don't have many high schoolers that leave high school and go straight to the NFL.
Because they can. You got to do 3 years. Or it has to be 3 years after their graduating class. Even though they don't go to college, you still can try to get into the NFL.
Right. And that has a lot to do with development.
Yeah, true indeed.
The impact. The contact,
could you imagine like
the physicality of the sport?
17, 18-year-old kid
getting hit by a 30-year-old.
Yeah, that's not.
You know
good.
what I mean? So
that's not good.
But you know, it's still all about developmental, letting the kids have fun and being able to have fun. You know, I think about it was this movie. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name. But the little boy was on baseball and he used to sing, "I love it when they call me Big Papa," before he pitched.
I know what you're talking about.
We're gonna figure it out.
Make sure, yes. Because the little kid, the little small one, I think he got shot.
Drive by, yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about. We're gonna figure out what the name. Hardball.
It was Hardball. Yes.
So yeah, we had a. Sorry, it's our age. We had a little.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I think he was the coach.
Right. So ultimately, I always run back to that movie because the kids learned how to have fun.
And they was having fun.
Yeah, they learned how to have fun. True. And they learned that the sport took them away from the chaos that was at home. True. So as a coach and as a parent, sometimes we have to understand our home isn't always smooth running. And sometimes our structure inside of our home can be a little chaotic. And sports help take away from that.
True.
To help the kids forget about everything that's going on in their everyday life. So you have to make sure they're still having fun.
Having fun. That's true.
You know?
That's true. And like being a coach, cousin, like I understand the business-like side of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that. Because we always talk about it. Sports translate into life. You know what I'm saying? So you can be late for practice. You can be no call, no show at practice because when you get grown and your playing days stop, and if you're late all the time, no call, no show at work, you're going to get fired.
Right.
So we understand the business-like aspect of what we need to try to prepare these kids for.
Right.
But at the same time, we just got to make sure they're not getting burnt out.
Right.
Like
and that's the thing. You have a lot of kids that reach a certain age because they've been playing their sport for so long. They reach a certain age and just be like, it's not fun for me anymore.
I don't want to do it no more.
I want to do something else.
I want to do it no more.
And that's because we go hard on these kids from age 6. Some people age 5. Some people.
I believe I started playing for Centerville at 6. I think that's when I started, and I was playing some type of sport competitively since all the way until I stopped playing. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because my parents always had a way of placing me in school in different situations.
Right.
I was young, but I was in a older. Like I started dancing school when I was 3. You know, and I started
and that's the same. That's athletics.
Right, and I started baseball. I think I was 5 down at Whitman Park with Mr. Knobloch, and Mr. Knobloch was my coach at the time. All the way up until I was like 13, I think I had Mr. Knobloch. I had Mr. Philippek at one point, but like I was like 5 when I started playing baseball, and everybody was like 6 and 7.
Right.
You know, you gotta remember, I'm low age for my senior class. I started school young too, so. I've been at it for a long time. And
until you decided to stop playing. So.
And the turning factor for me was I had a baby. So that was the deciding factor for me. My priorities changed.
Right.
Could I have continued on in my career? Probably. Did I want to? No, because now it was no longer, it was work.
Right.
So now you know other things came into play, but you can develop and train kids and teach them the sport while they're having fun. I remember at the end of practice sometimes at basketball, they used to put us in a circle and do I even. Okay. And remember they used to put the ball in the middle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they call your number, you had to run out and get the ball, yeah. Like, so sometimes at the end of practice.
It's things you can do.
Right, it's things that you can do. But the drill was learning how to keep the ball and keep bring it down and keep the person and move and plant your foot and move your foot. But you can have fun.
You can have fun and still be learning aspects of the game.
Learning the skill.
And that falls back on us coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to think of creative ways to still get that skill set taught and repped up, but in a fun way at times.
Right.
Like it's a place and time for everything.
Right, so and absolutely. Sometimes all business, all business, right.
But at times you can drill that same skill set in a fun way. You know what I'm saying?
I think ultimately, parents, you have to talk to your kids.
True.
And you have to ask your kids. And don't take the as an answer. Because you got a lot of parents that are like putting all this money into training their kids, but have you really had a conversation with your kid?
True.
To understand his energy and his or her energy and their vibe, and are they really do they really want it?
This is what they want.
This is what they really want, or are they tired?
Right.
Like it's okay to tell them, you know what, you're gonna suffer the consequences.
Right.
But if you don't want to go to practice today, it's okay.
Right.
If you have all this homework to do and you don't want to go to practice today, at 11 and 12 years old, it's okay.
Right. True. No.
You know what I mean? It's okay. I don't think it's okay to have a 11, 12-year-old go to practice to 8, 9 o'clock at night, and they still got to come home and do homework, eat dinner, and then try to get to bed and get 8 hours worth of sleep to do it all over again. And I think sometimes as parents, we forget that part too.
I agree.
You know what I mean? They're children, right? And they say children require a certain amount of rest. And that's why, like, I couldn't figure out, like, young kid was like 10 or 11 at the time. First knee injury.
Okay.
Like ACL or something.
At 10.
Yeah. So I said to my daughter's orthopedic, Dr. Reiner, he has since retired, but I was like, why are these young kids getting such serious knee injuries at a young age? He said because they're pushing them. And what they're telling me, overtraining, and he was telling me, and I may get this wrong for all y'all athletic people out there. He said the quad muscles, your biggest muscle, then your hamstring. But if you don't train it properly, so the size of the muscle is balanced, the strength of the muscle is balanced, one works harder than the other, and you have a lot of play in your knee area. He was like, but it's because of developmental. Like developmental, you're not going to kids, like your muscle, you're still growing. So things are growing. You know what I mean? And if we're putting so much of a demand on things, the mechanisms inside can't actually function properly because they're still growing. And you're trying to maximize the outcome early.
Right. True. And I think, you know what, cousin, since we touching on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of injuries that we see in professional sports, to me, just my humble opinion, I think has a lot to do with the fact that these guys have been overtrained at such an early age. Like, the body is just like, yo, we got to take a break.
Because no matter how old you are, if your body decides it wants to shut down.
It's going to shut down.
It's going to shut down.
Going to shut down.
You can be 7.
It's going to shut down.
And your body be like,
time out.
Foul of the play, unnecessary roughness.
Throw the flag, you know what I'm saying?
Unnecessary roughness. You doing too much. So we got to and it's the laughter part of it all, right? We got to make sure everybody can still laugh in spite of.
True, in spite of.
They say laughter is the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
So y'all got to make sure these babies is out here having fun while they're learning. And as you parents, make sure you guys are having fun watching your kids develop.
That too.
So y'all can look back on stuff when they are in college and be like, yo, remember when your helmet didn't fit?
Show the home videos and stuff like that.
Remember when your helmet didn't fit? I remember one guy said his son was like 5 or 6, right? And football, when they little like that, you got the coach that be grabbing them by the helmets. Get over here, you in this line. And they said every time they would call a play, his son was messing with the grass. I guess his son was playing, DB or something, or safety.
Like, hey,
he in the back.
Yeah, like important.
But I said he was having fun.
He was having fun.
You know what I mean? He's 6. What do you
expect?
Having
fun. You know what I'm saying?
He has no clue what's going on.
You know what I'm saying?
But just don't be so hard on your kids, and just know youth development is real.
True.
And as a parent, some of our parents, and I know nobody wants to take classes, but just Google's our friend. Just research youth development as it pertains to sports, so you can be aware of how your daughter and son is growing throughout this process of training and what's going to happen. And a lot of parents, I remember telling some of my closest friends that had female athletes in their family, their daughters, and I'm telling them, like, when our body starts to change, emotionally, mentally, physically, we change.
Yeah,
as a girl, as a young lady, we change. And a lot of our coaches are men.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that not every day my body, it's emotionally different. And mentally, is going to be able to handle the rigor of the training.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not asking for a break.
Yeah, but
I'm just asking, can we do something else today?
Yeah, nah, I get it.
I got all this other stuff on. Do we have to do these jumps?
Right.
Like, do we have to keep touching the wall to increase our vertical? Like, it's not a good feeling.
I've never coached girls, but I do have male friends that are head
girls
coaches in girls sports and things like that, and that's something that they have to take into consideration. You know what I'm saying? It's
and then you got some young ladies whose situations is way far worse than others.
True.
But in the midst of all of them, I say that to say, parents, just understand your own youth development. Understand your child's development as you're paying for these trainers to train to get the maximizing your child's abilities. Just know what you're dealing with. Just research. And don't always know your kid. Because just because this trainer is telling you one thing and the coach may be telling you something else, you have to know your child. You have to know your child's body. You have to know who your child is. And you have to make sure, and it's all said and done, your kid is happy. Happy adults are good people. Happy children are good people. Because happy children turn into happy young adults, and happy young adults turn into happy adults.
True indeed.
And happy adults make the world a better place, right?
That's
when they don't have no PTSD, when they don't have no mental health issues, when they don't have no self-esteem issues, happy children make happy adults.
Yeah, true indeed. And think about it, cousin, because we always talk about how sports translate into adults when the ball stops and all that. I mean, if you learn how to work hard and have fun as a youth playing sports, when you're not playing sports no more and you're out here in the workforce and working hard, you still know how to have fun.
Right.
Like Wednesday, I go to work.
Job done.
Year 28 is about to start. I work hard.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I work hard, but I also play hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand how hard work pays off, but at times you gotta have some fun too.
Yeah,
it's a balance.
Right.
You know
Absolutely, it's definitely a balance. Having fun is definitely a balance, and even for some adults out there who are running all around the world with your kid, putting them in this or putting them that, and spending and forgetting about yourself sometime. You got to have fun too through all of this. I understand that you're a mom and dad of an athlete, but you got to take care of you too. Because when you stop having fun through all of this and you stop enjoying what's going on, it trickles down into your child, your athlete, and it trickles down into their sport. So you have to remember, as a parent that's running around to all these different places, doing all these different things, sitting for hours, remember for you to have fun too, outside of the sport that you're doing with your kid.
Because like you said, the kid, they're going to pick up on that. Because I've had parents, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, Coach Bird, man, running around, that, you know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure, like you just said, like, don't You gotta have fun with it too. That's the bottom line.
Right. That's it.
You gotta have fun with it too. You gotta find some enjoyment while y'all sitting waiting for the next game. He's with his coach. The city that you're in at that tournament, go see what's out there. Like, go take a walk. Go, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Just remember, fun is for everybody.
Yeah, true indeed.
And if everybody stops having fun with this, there's really no purpose beyond all of this. We always talk about development and learning. And having fun is a learned behavior as well.
I agree.
Learning how to be happy is a learned behavior. And you got to make sure your athlete's happy as well as you as a parent is happy. Because if you're a miserable parent because you're spending all this time with your kid going to be a miserable athlete. Yeah. It trickles down.
Coaches too.
Yeah.
Because, we put a lot of time in the lab and, behind the scenes, scouting, film breakdown, this, that, and the third. You got to learn to enjoy yourself too sometimes. Like, of course, we want to have that work ethic, put in that work because the work you put into it, you'll reap the benefits and all that. But at the same time, you got to make sure you're not a miserable coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
take a minute
about
to enjoy yourself as well.
Right. And when you have downtime, do stuff for you.
Right. True.
And if there's some real solid downtime, do stuff for you. True. If you get all your stuff done all week and there's a bye week, enjoy the bye week.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy the bye week. Like, you know what I mean?
It.
Enjoy that Friday or Saturday.
Right.
You know
enjoy
what I mean?
that. You know
enjoy that bye week because
it
it shows.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
It transcends into your coaching staff. It transcends into your players. It transcends into the parents, into the team, the spirit. And it's all about developmental, learning, and enjoying and learning and loving what you're doing. Because if you have fun doing what you do, you learn and love it.
True,
and they said the best employees are happy employees. People that like to do what they
doing.
Like to do what they doing. Because they say if you find something, if you do something you enjoy, you'll never work a hard day in your life.
Well, there she goes again. So, so on that note, we're going to leave that right there. Before we get out of here, any shout-outs? I
do have some shout-outs.
Okay.
I think we might have this episode and maybe 19 may air before return to school. I'm not sure. Okay. But for those out there watching, if you're already back in school, have a great school year.
True.
My hat goes off to you educators. I hope you parents out there realize while this homeschooling happened, how much work your child's teacher put in. I think you guys should go into this school year, everybody with a newfound respect for not only educators, administrators, and your student. So I'm just hoping and wishing everybody a great school year for 2021, 2022, and congratulations on year 28.
28.
I know your students appreciate you.
Yeah, 28. That's what they say anyway. But yes, indeedy. Once again, you know what I'm saying, I just want to thank everybody that reached out to me, on my birthday. I definitely appreciate it. Like Cousin Tracey said, to all my fellow educators, you know what I'm saying, we about to get back in that grind. But just keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, because you never know. Sometimes we don't get our rewards right then and there.
Right.
But down the line, when you see a kid you might have had in the 9th, 10th grade, and now they have a family of their own and they're doing well, and they just come up to you like, Coach Bird, I learned so much from you that you don't even know.
Right.
And it didn't have anything to do with the subject that you taught. You know what I'm saying? So educators, keep your head up. I know it can be tough at times, but you know what I'm saying? Let's keep pushing and do what we do. Real quick, my man Marquise, you know what I'm saying? Martier, he has his own little, got the wireless mics. He got his own little clothing line here, you know what I'm saying? So definitely get at him, you know what I'm saying? Tees, shorts, hoodies, joggers, everything else.
I didn't
you
see
know
the
what I'm
shorts.
saying? Oh, yeah. He got the whole
maybe because
little.
I didn't look in that area. It's not something I'm doing. Definitely not what I'm doing.
Well, on that note, the birthday edition of the BYRDCAGE Show. I am your boy, such a Wyo, a.k.a. Coach Bird. I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show, and we will talk to you soon.
That's doing that. They didn't pay them anymore. It was a stone groove.
my man.